Welcome to Austin, Texas for the United States Grand Prix. With lots of overtaking opportunities, this track is quickly becoming a firm fan favourite. As the clock ticks down to lights out, let's join the teams down on the grid. It's the Circuit of the Americas then, situated 14 miles outside of the great city of Austin. This is a 3.6-mile lap with 20 corners, 10 to the left and 10 to the right, and top speeds of around 200 miles per hour. Overtaking opportunities are available into turns 1 and 12, especially with that rear wing DRS wide open. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Yuki Tsunoda lines up on pole position, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Hamilton, Charles Leclerc and Russell, Piastri, Norris, Fernando Alonso and Liam Lawson, Sainz, Hadjar, Alex Albon and Stroll, Doohan, Behrman, Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly, Bortoleto and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And with me for this commentary this afternoon, former racing driver Naomi Schiff. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, every driver certainly has their own way of preparing themselves before a race. But I can tell you that pre-race rituals are a real thing. When I was in go-karting, I used to touch every wheel in a specific sequence before I got into the kart. And then I stepped up to cars and had a specific set of fireproof base layers just for race day. So watch the drivers when they're on the grid. Some may be sitting on the floor and isolating, others may be up to other things that they do. But these little things really help their minds get ready for the race.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Cars in one go, great job, really impressive. might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
flies the checkered flag. The fans rise to their feet. It's Lando Norris for victory.
It's one thing to put fast laps together, but to make these moves stick without losing too much time, that's real racecraft.
It's what every driver imagines when they start out on their long road towards Formula One. And for our lucky three today, here's the podium waiting for them. He raises the trophy over his head. Lando Norris, head and shoulders above the rest today.